lot have come at a better time than now for the rapid infrastructural development currently being experienced in the federal capital city, the area councils and satellite towns. The slogan, "Wike is working on Mr. Project," are now common among many residents who appreciate the beauty of the Abuja master plan and are experiencing an improved standard of living, reduced traffic, enhanced healthcare and overall well-being.
But I must also mention to all of us that it is not all gloom in Nigeria, and I think we should give a round of applause to Mr. Project that has been doing so fantastically. Please, a round of applause for the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, and of course all through. But one of the things I say to people is this: if we can manage our problems of housing in Nigeria, I think issues of corruption would really go down.
If you walk to an estate agent that is recognized, if you are defrauded, then you have a way of seeking redress.
Whilst we want to purchase a property, the first thing we do is to conduct a search in ages to ensure that the title document is correct, properly documented. Then we proceed to check if there are outstanding payments that have not been made. We'll make sure that those payments are made before we proceed with acquisition.
Basically, the KYC is the factor that makes a lot of change in terms of understanding how to deal with your clients. So KYC in the sense that you need to have a clear understanding of what they do in terms of what kind of transactions they engage in order to ensure they are not being fraudulent with the transactions they're engaging with you.
If two people are contesting on ownership, which is very often we have that, it's not the duty of the police to actually prove ownership of land. That's one thing we must realize. And then, because investigations have to be carried out, we have to resort to the rightful authority. So that takes us back to our brothers, FCDA, to tell us.
If you follow me very well, you discover that on the first day that I was being confirmed on the floor of the National Assembly, I said this specifically. I said the task I'm being given is a very peculiar one. You know, 1,000 of EFCC will not be able to scratch the surface of anti-corruption if we still continue with this, our cash-based economy. I'm not sure that any civil servant in Nigeria has worked for 50 years who doesn't have a house. And somebody who lives in a house that costs an average of 500 million naira, thereabout, who provides water for himself, who provides lights, who has generator and all of that stuff in his house, and is a civil servant who's probably level 17. You don't earn more than 1 million naira in public service. And you are living in a house of 500 million all your life that you have watched, but you are living in the house. Nobody asks questions. And so one thing we are going to take away from this engagement is that we can make things work in Nigeria.
If you look at all so-called area, I call them so-called because they are titled area council. They shouldn't be in the real sense. But if you look at those allocations, you will see that they are assigned by the zonal manager on behalf of the minister. The zonal land managers were staffs of FCDA posted to the area council. So the allocations done by them are not unlawful or illegal. They are deemed to have exercised that power with the authorization of the minister to suggest that because they are titled area council, somebody can sit in ages and give another allocation which is deemed to supersede them, is creating confusion and a misunderstanding of the law.
Is there a possibility? Let's even start from Abuja and go to Lagos. I know Lagos is a land of reforms in terms of in the legal profession. How can we integrate the land plan is there, so it's easy for you to adopt them into the system and register all land and put the history there, so that it's easy for you to know who owns what, when did he buy it, who is it transferred to. That way it's easy for you to administer land and property, and the issue of fraudulent transfer of the property will definitely be blocked.
So communique issued at the end of a one-day policy dialogue on the critical issues affecting Nigeria's real estate ecosystem, organized by Law Corridor and held in Abuja on the 6th of August 2025. Law Corridor, a leading full-service institutional law partnership delivering sector-focused legal solutions across strategic areas of the Nigerian economy, held a one-day policy dialogue on the critical issues affecting Nigeria's real estate ecosystem. The dialogue addresses challenges such as regulatory bottlenecks, land ownership, disputes, fraud within the real estate sector, and access to legal remedies, among others.